Hi, it's Dr. Cynthia Vanucci here to talk to you about your Hospitality and Tourism Marketing official syllabus for summer 2015. Well, it's going to be a fast class, but I'm sure we'll be fine. I just want to share with you our class sessions. It's May 26th through June 27th of 2015. Now, about 75% of the people in this summer class are heading off to Prague with me, and please know that you students going to Prague can finish this class before the actual departure to Prague, but I have to share with you guys, everybody's going to be able to finish this class early should they decide. Remember, it is a totally online class. I have office hours from May 18th through 2015 through June 6th of 2015. That's here in Denver, Colorado at the HLC in my office, room 209F from 2 to 5. When scheduling an appointment, call Susan Conder at 303-556-3152. Now, I will be able to meet with students via Skype for those of you who have questions on how we are doing. And Skype can be used while I'm out of the country, but we still need to make an appointment. If you have questions on grading possibly, or if you have questions on how to access the Screencast-O-Matic, which I'm using right now to give you your syllabus, please feel free to call Hannah Harriman. I've asked Hannah to take over for a couple of days while I am in travel transition from June the 9th until about June the 12th, until I can get my Skype and my internet set up in Italy. I'm going from Germany, driving down to Italy. It's pretty exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. Let me tell you, we do have a required text, and if you were thinking about not getting the book, that won't be a good idea because your nose is going to be in the book an awful lot. We're really going to be going over marketing principles for our business. You'll be analyzing marketing concepts via review questions and quizzes, and of course you will be also making a presentation kind of like the one I'm doing for you right now. We have 4 primary objectives. We want to have a clear understanding of hospitality marketing concepts, utilizing even current events into your presentation, thinking through market feasibility issues that affect decision making for hospitality companies, and of course reviewing the impact of promotion and advertising in the marketing place. I have a lot of pages, probably about 7 of these, 7 to 9, which is the general information and policies, and I just want to make sure that you review this. Now, you should know that this Screencast-O-Matic system that's loaded onto YouTube, which you're watching right now, it only gives you 15 minutes, so I'm not going to go through every policy. I hold students responsible to read this section, whether it's about the syllabus in general, attendance policy, of which we really aren't taking attendance, but you're responsible for logging into Blackboard daily. What happens if you get ill during this time or have family emergencies? Can I get extra credit in this class? The answer to that would be no. Can we even do due dates and late assignments? Well, all assignments are done through Blackboard, and I've opened everything up to be available to you right to the very end. Please make sure you know if you don't think you're going to be able to do this class, and if you drop it by Monday, June 1st, 2015, you'll get a full refund. The university has a lot of policies on no grade notations, course repetitions, grade replacement, accommodations for students with disabilities, academic dishonesty, etc., etc. There's a lot of material here. Make sure you read through it. Okay, let's get right down to the class schedule. Our class actually opens up on the 26th of May of 2015. I need you to submit an email to me that says, yes, I have read the syllabus and the assignment requirements and the fact that there is no extra credit. Your first work starts on the 29th, so it gives you 3 days to read chapter 1 and 2. We'll have a quiz on 1 and 2, and you'll be posting your first chapter review question, and students will be responding to that. I'm going to go into that in more detail in just a minute. But here is, excuse me, how the chapters will run each day. So we have the 29th, the 31st, the 3rd, the 7th of June, the 10th of June, 14th of June, 17th of June, and basically we will have gone through 14 chapters in that short amount of time. I'm giving you the week of June 19th through June 27th to catch up. That means all the quizzes and responses you can complete then. I wouldn't hold everything off for the last week, but I just want you to know I leave everything open all summer. Let's go through the evaluation, shall we? You will be reading. You'll be reading a lot. And what's our class participation? Well, the class participation are those answering the review questions and then having the post. The quizzes are 10 points each, and there's 14 of them, and they're directly correlated to the chapter, which is noted on the class schedule. Our review questions. Well, at the back of each chapter are a series of review questions, between 8 and 10 questions per chapter. I'm going to ask you to choose a question that you'd like to answer, and answer it in its entirety. Try not to be too brief, but it doesn't have to read like War and Peace. It's 5 points for that to answer those review questions. There are 14 of them worth 70 points. Now here's our class participation. Students will then respond to a posting. You only have to respond. There's 36 of us in this class, and every student will be submitting a answer to a chapter review question. You don't have to answer all of them. You just pick one question that you want to respond to. But the important thing here, in order for you to receive your 5 points, you really need to put more than "I agree." Maybe you've read something in the newspaper, or maybe you've seen something online that might support that student's answer, and you may want to reference it. By all means do so, and that response will be your 5 points for responding, for a total of 70 points. Now we'll get to the part that might be, that's really the meat of this online class. It's a chapter assignment presentation. Well, at the end of each chapter, we also have 4 questions that are called chapter assignment questions. They're more in depth. They require more than a yes or no answer, and they require more than just taking it right from the textbook. You're going to be actually doing a little digging and a little research and to present this, but you're going to be doing it on a system called Screencast-O-Matic. It's a free service, and each student who's been assigned a chapter presentation will be responding via this Screencast-O-Matic. It's worth a lot of points. It's worth 235 points, so you need to be thinking about it now. You'll be uploading everything, your procedures, to YouTube for fellow students to review, and you'll be posting your YouTube link to the discussion board presentation chapter for your classmates to review. Your classmates, rather than having a lecture from me on this Screencast-O-Matic for each chapter, they'll basically be answering the chapter assignment presentation, and then you are going to choose one of those to respond to. So we have 12 chapters that are presented, and you only need to choose one chapter. You'll be responding to 12, but of those 12 students, there'll probably be 3 presentations per chapter, but you only have to pick one student and one question to respond to. I hope that wasn't too confusing. And this is for a total of 20 points times 12 responses on your part, for a total of 240 points. Okay, so now there's on page 8 here is the submission procedure for completing the peer evaluation. There are 4 questions, and they're worth basically 5 points each, and you have a responsibility to answer the questions in the entirety. This class is worth 755 points. It's got a 10% spread per A, B, C, D, no pluses and minuses, and you will receive the grade that corresponds directly to the total number of points that you received. All right, right here on page 9, you'll notice that I've already assigned you a chapter with a question, and that will be the one that you will be responding, that you will be posting on YouTube via Screencast-O-Matic. You should know that I just picked them randomly. I put everybody's name into a hat and just pulled it out, And because we have such a short time frame, that's why I didn't have students selected. Here's a grade tracker for you so you can see if you want to print this so that you can just have a running total so you can keep track of it. I know sometimes on Blackboard the grade book center is a little hard for me sometimes to read, so I put it in this method. If you don't like it, you don't have to use it, but as you can see, there are 14 quizzes worth a total of 10 points each for a total of 140 questions. There's review questions and the responses for a total of 140 points, 70 for the post, 70 for the response. And then we have the chapter assignment presentation, and then you'll see there is a peer evaluation that you must do on each chapter. You get to pick the student, because remember, there are 36 students in this class, which means we'll have basically 2 to 3 presentations per chapter. You don't have to view every student's presentation. You can choose who you'd like, and then you rate that particular student and their presentation. Those are worth 20 points each for a total of 240. For any of the written work that we use online, I am looking for clear and concise sentences. Although we don't have any papers in here, this is just a little bit so that you know how I like to see things presented to me. Believe it or not, I am looking for professional attire from the waist up for your presentation. So for the women, please see your do column and your don't. And for the men, please see your do column and your don't. Here's the chapter assignment presentation instructions so that you can load your video onto Blackboard from YouTube. Use downloading Screencast-O-Matic and setting up your YouTube account. Recording for the screencast, well, I got to tell you, it took me a couple of practice times, so just know that it will take a little bit to get comfortable in this format of presenting. It's not that easy. Well, it gets easier by the third time, trust me. And how I like it submitted so that you can upload the YouTube video. Remember, we do want it to say 3570 Summer SU15 in your name, and then the chapter number and the question number presentation. Everything here is very clear. If I can do it, I know you can. Here's how you're graded for that chapter assignment presentation. I need 2 web resources. You can use the YouTube in addition to a current event from industry magazines or newsletters. Identify how these 2 resources have really helped to strengthen and improve your presentation. Use 4 terms from the textbook. Don't forget your professional attire from the waist up. Concise talking points from your PowerPoint presentation. Content delivery, 75 points, because you really have to be timed, stating your full name, etc. Here's your your peer presentation evaluations, and here's those 4 questions. You'll have to, when you view these presentations, please pay attention. Find out what were the web resources did the presenter use? How did the web resources support the presentation? Identify 1 key term of the 4 key terms that were supported for the presentation, and what was your primary takeaway from this presentation? Now I'm getting pretty close to the end of my 15 minutes on Screencast-O-Matic. I want to welcome you to the class. I want to tell you what a pleasure it is to have you give this a try. I know for some of us it's a bit of a stretch, but my responses last year for using the Screencast-O-Matic were just fabulous, and it didn't seem that students had any trouble loading it and or viewing other people's presentations. Once again, let's have a fun summer. Please know that everything is open long enough for you to be able to get in and out, but know that you're going to have to keep yourself on a tight schedule and adhere as close as you can. Remember, aspects of the Blackboard will opens at 12:01 a.m. and closes at 11:59 p.m. If you have questions, be sure and call me sooner than later before I depart for Europe. And once again, be sure and utilize Hannah Harriman if you're not able to access me. Good luck to you guys. Looking forward to seeing your presentations and reading your posts. Bye now.